This is Dr. Frank Layman. I want to thank you and welcome you. Today I want to talk about not who you are, but who you are meant to be. When I talk in this frame of reference, I'm essentially talking about mindset. How are we framing ourselves, the people in our sphere of influence, and our environment? And how does that positive thinking enrich and encourage and facilitate, whereas negative thinking creates a toxicity that pollutes not only the inner, but eventually the outer environment that we exist in, that we work in, that we're trying to succeed in. So Lao Tzu says it this way: when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. So what am I? I'm a culmination of my experiences and my perceptions of those experiences, and how I've let those experiences shape me. We've talked before in other podcasts, and I encourage you to go back and listen to some of those and read some of my writings. But we talk about how there's a governor of our mind, and how we need to be at least the leader of one person, ourselves. And we need to not control those thoughts, but manage them. That's a better word. There's a lot of neural chatter in our mind, and if we don't get a handle on it, we'll act on impulses we shouldn't. We'll think thoughts that aren't productive or helpful. So mindset, the ideas, thoughts, and attitudes with which a person approaches and responds and comes to a solution, especially in the face of difficult circumstances. Now, I would challenge you, the more you get yourself in challenging circumstances, the more this system improves, especially if you're mindful, especially if you're taking a self-inventory. Mindset, also defined as a fixed mental attitude or disposition that predetermines a person's response. That's what we don't want, right? We don't want it to be fixed. I and some others, I'm sure, believe that this is not a fixed thing. We're humans. We're very adaptable. And if we have a mindset to adapt and overcome, we will. But if we have a mindset that we're defined by our failures or our problems, then we'll do that too. Now let's not go down that road. Mindset and inclination. So what is your inclination? Are you inclined to think positively or negatively? Are you inclined to look at a challenge not as resistance or as a personal attack upon you, but as a way to make yourself better, as a way to grow, as a way to learn more, be able to do more? Because that's what we really need to do. It's not naive. Again, it's leadership. We're going to govern our mind. We're going to tell it what it needs to do, and we're going to have a predominant voice. And that predominant voice is going to be positive. To advance your mindset, or in some cases set your mindset, it helps to seek inspiring, challenging, motivating words, people, and opportunities. So let's go back to our daily self-development. These aren't unlike some of the same things we're seeking within that little bit of structure. Every day, we're going to do these positive things. They're going to have a compounding effect, and we are going to be better in 5 years than we are today. We're going to be better in a year than we are today. But we've got to encourage ourselves. We have to motivate ourselves. It helps to surround ourselves with positive people. If people in your sphere won't get positive, they're going to act as an anchor does. Or if we're using an analogy of a boat, if we're using an analogy of a balloon, your balloon isn't going to float very high. You try to bring people along, but don't let negative people impose that will on you. But I'm advocating a positive mindset. So to advance your mindset, or in some cases set it, seek out inspiring, challenging, motivating words, people, and opportunities. The words can be chosen from a selected work or from a sampling of works. And then what I tend to do is I write them down and I look at them periodically. Nowadays, you can put them in your phone. You pull them up. You'll have the right words for the situation to stop yourself from being discouraged, because discouragement is going to lead to a lot of things: physiological response and physical response, and mental processes that aren't going to help you. It can be from observing someone very accomplished who holds a strong positive mindset. We cannot know what a person's mindset is until it is tested. Then we have the ability to see it in response, in words, in actions. We cannot look at somebody and understand who they are by just what they're thinking. So it starts with thought. Thought is the root. But if there's no action behind that root, there's no way for us to measure how well somebody responds. And then we're not doing it in a critical way. Even if it's us and we responded poorly in one situation, we can learn from that challenge and become better. That's called experience. And if we do it in a mindset of mindfulness and self-inventory, we can gain wisdom and we can do it better next time. I think quotes are a great start. They let you have some of the conceptual thoughts the author has and may believe can be helpful. Words are sometimes helpful in addressing the frustrations of life. We can use these powerful words to shape our thoughts. We can challenge ourselves in taking on difficult situation, assignments, and challenges that will help us grow in any area. When reading, write down and memorize inspirational, motivational words that can help you and be of help to someone else you know. Provide them with a new perspective. You now have fitting words at your disposal to be a help to someone. And trust me, that does come in handy. It's part of coping. When people are struggling in hardship, sometimes your encouraging word, your positive disposition can help pull them out of the abyss. Plus, in gathering these words, you'll be self-motivating. The greater purpose should be in digging deeper into the author's work. So a first level is, get some quotes, study them, kind of gain some insight. You like the author? Read them further. Curiosity lends itself to learning and understanding. Be curious like a child. To generate curiosity, which leads back to the body of work or to approach those with a strong mindset have, and you're seeking, try to understand and engage so you'll be able to apply it even better. I like to see the time frame that the work was written in and what the author has gone through to arrive at the epiphany. Some works are written and are fixed to their moment in time. So, having an understanding of when the quote was written and what its intentions were, I think can be helpful. Some quotes are timeless and not bound by condition. It is amazing how the words of others can resonate with us and even help us to make a paradigm shift, to change our mindset and advance it. We all have favorite quotes that have helped us through hard times or encouraged us to higher heights. So I asked a few friends of mine who are very well established in their lives, they're very successful, what their favorite quotes were. And I provide them to you, and we'll talk about some of them. What are your favorite quotes? Send them to me, DM me. I'm very accessible on Twitter, and I enjoy that sincerely. So I went to those I felt realized their potential and were successful and well adjusted for their favorite quotes. I asked them for the quotes that helped them to achieve goals or stay motivated, or just that made them reflect and think and maybe change their perspective. I also wondered about the most enduring and thus most relevant and powerful quotes, the ones that endured and that they found themselves going back to, especially in times of more recent trouble or hardship, and even ones they may have passed on to a friend or their children because they're so powerful. I enjoyed the responses that I received, and I was enlightened by some of the answers. So let's look at some of these. The first one is a good friend of mine, very well established. Does he have his hardships? Absolutely. Everybody's been through them. Everybody has fought those battles. We don't see them. They're hidden. They're no longer there. There's no scars to prove that they went through them. The scars are on the inside. But we can't let that scar tissue bind us. We need to set out new thought patterns and take from hardship or a challenge opportunity to learn, to grow, to advance, and even to relate to others, to help them when they're in difficult circumstance. Be kind to one another. The person who offered this was the CEO. He's essentially dedicated to be a census builder. His mindset is one of a servant leader, which has made so many others, including himself, successful. His altruism reminds me of what the value of virtue is. Virtue for virtue's sake. Success is not measured by a value, but by the extent of commitment to self-improvement. That's just one of my quotes, and I think it's very fitting here. Where I came to the point of realization that it is not condition, it's approach. And I've shared that before, but that to me is a very powerful thing to come to. Always me. Wrong mindset. This happened for a reason. I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to be better from it, and I'm going to help others. Stop worrying about things you cannot change. Another businessman who, struggled in the deep waters offered that quote, that just when you get past one challenge, you face another, and that you have to focus your energy and power on the things you have true influence over to help in a situation, and not try to control everything and everyone, but to influence them. He adds it must be a positive influence, used to exert over the situation and other people from a strong mindset, one that has in its core the self-belief to achieve. Self-efficacy is essentially what he was talking about. He didn't name it, but boy, he described it. Norman Vincent Peale says this, never talk defeat. Use words like hope, belief, faith, and victory. And the person who offered that is a female business person. A great accolade, as any additional barrier to success gives further recognition to the success of mindset that allowed it to occur. In her presence, you had better not talk in the negative. Problems are opportunities, and there's always an answer to a problem. Some problems are more complex and require a more thoughtful and provoking answer. That's her mindset. And I'm glad she shared that. And I think more of us need to steel ourselves up, work hard, and be thinking along those same lines. She influences her environment and those within it by thinking, being, and reacting positively. The type of positive mindset takes a strong, conscious effort, and many will try to subvert it because people don't like it. They get mad at it at times. She has found her success with this mindset and advocates it to all wise enough to listen to her. Your mindset is yours for the making. Take from others who are further along in their journey to help you advance. The point is, you need to create it, and then in the hardest of times, never abandon it. So the way I like to say it is, hardship should harden your resolve. It should never harden your heart. Resilience of mind, dedication to mission, and a strong mindset are elements of success and happiness and peace. And I hope that you find them all. Till we talk again,